God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
You get to the fun part?
Yeah. It's going to be more, of course, a lot of blood, violence, guns involved as well. And it's very gritty. And it's a different feel compared to what the other MCU stuff that we've seen.
There you are, Miss Kennedy, the linguine and clam sauce.
Excuse me. I believe I asked you to put a chicken in this and make her gay.
Yes, the chef was a little confused what you meant by that.
It means put a chicken in a linguine and make her fucking gay! And I want it lame!
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
So long, gay boys!
It's been boring!
Woke!
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
You look goofy. I hunted, Rob. I hunted for Tobey Maguire's dick.
Do you want to take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
Steal something from Steven Crowder. I mean, besides Quarter Black Carrot.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the Friday Night Tight Square Up, where, I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff. A little bit was George R. R. Martin recycling his anti-fan take, which is kind of a shame because back in the day, George used to be a fan. He used to, he's a big nerd. He's a big guy. He's a big nerd. He's got a lot of big books that he's not going to finish. 4,591 days since the release of A Dance with Dragons. And today, we got a pretty cool announcement. Aegon's Conquest is going to be the next Game of Thrones spinoff. And that's actually a fucking awesome story. And I'd be really excited about it if I wouldn't rather have had a book. So I'm just excited about it. But as Ryan put it, because when I told Ryan about it, he's like, hey, like, this is all we're going to get at this point. And he's right. He's right. So Aegon's Conquest is going to be fucking rad. Harrenhal. I just want to see Harrenhal. That would be rad. That'd be rad. Welcome, everyone. Who do we have here? We have, of course, Eric K. Eric K., did you finish your arc? The atmospheric rivers are coming to California, and everybody's crying that the sky is falling, and it's fucking climate change, and all the new Californians, especially all the illegal ones, have no fucking idea that this happens in California every 7 years. It's called El Nino. It's been happening there as long as I was alive. Just like the fires, because California burns every summer. And it's climate change. No, it's the fires that burn every summer for at least the last 12,000 years. So, Eric, long story short, hope you're okay. D Breezy, what's up? Joshua, what's up? Dark Intelligence, how's it going? Welcome. Charlie, Mo Zamboni, Brown Paw 68, Christian, Alice Bowie. Any relation to the late, great? He's not late. David Bowie just went home. William Money. I've been kicked out of 3 high schools. Gawker's Death Rattle, what's up? Reptilian Research Redo, how's it going? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, what news dropped today? I mean, there was the Iger earnings call. I'm probably going to do a video on something in that sphere. That'll be next because it kind of has to be done. You see that that bullseye costume? Oh, fuck. This has got to be like early version, and he's eventually going to get like a better version. But I saw the Daredevil costume. It looks like shit. Could it look better on camera? Sure. Okay. Maybe. God, I've tweeted like a 14-year-old girl today. Sorry. God. Oh, wait. 14-year-old girls don't use Twitter. It's a bad analogy. I've tweeted like a middle-aged guy. Hang on. Here we go. There's your bullseye costume. I like, hey, hail to the dad bods out there. But that's got to be some kind of early version of the costume. That can't be the final costume. As somebody said on Twitter, I'd rather have the bullseye from the Ben Affleck movie than this. This is fucking terrible. Cosplayers do it better. Bullseye's got a cool costume. Why would you not fucking use Bullseye's costume? Bullseye's one of the best villains ever. Stupid villain. Like, back when everything was Arrow Man and Man and all that, when it was fucking Stargirl, and it just what they named Bullseye, and oh boy, he always hits the bullseye, but then he got cranked up a little, and then Frank Miller had him kill a guy with a playing card, and he killed a guy with there was Elektra's neck that he got with the playing card, I believe. And then he killed a guy with a fucking paperclip. Like, that was fucking cool. This is gay. No, we're back to normal time. Straight head said Friday morning tights. No, this is square up. We're back to normal time at 3 p.m. Central tomorrow with Dean Kane and Gabe Al-Taib, who was kind enough to like let me use his booth at Comic-Con. Because Comic-Con, well, I mean, they'd give me a booth, but a retailer booth. They wouldn't give me a creator booth ever. I don't even know if I'm going to make it in this year because they made me reapply for my press thing. And they make everybody do that every couple of years. And I didn't find out about it until we were driving back from the Rob Schneider's show, and I had like 20 minutes to fill out the form. And they still want you to put in a letterhead. I don't have a fucking letterhead and your signature. So I made a letterhead, but I didn't sign it. So we'll see. We'll see. Yes, Dean Kane, Superman from one of my favorite all-time shows, Lois and Clark. So, okay. I think we should kind of get this going. Oh, so yeah, there's stuff to talk about in the Marvel sphere. Joe Rogan is going to be on Spotify still, but now he'll be on Apple. Like he'll be able to share all his stuff. Spotify's smart. This is actually a very smart decision. You have Joe there. That's your home. And now you can pull everybody to your platform everywhere else. He's going to, like, as soon as he comes back to YouTube, that's where he's going to do the best. That's, well, maybe he does pretty well. The podcasting sphere is weird. If you're established, you're going to do really effing well. I do okay. I don't pay attention to it at all. That's probably going to change, but I've been doing I've been uploading podcasts for years since I started the channel, mostly to iTunes and other places. We just got on Audible and Amazon. We've been on Spotify for a while, and like I never really knew where to check the numbers. I don't know where to go to check the analytics. I still don't know where to go for Apple Music. Have no fucking idea where to go to check to see if there's anybody subscribing or anything. Spotify, there is, and it was surprisingly good. So cool. Thank you. We're going to keep doing that. I was watching Jeremy's stream. It got pulled down twice for the Tucker interview. I don't know if that happened to anybody else, but it did get pulled down twice for content violations. So Jeremy asked me to come on a stream, and then he ended it. So I couldn't come on. So I'll tell him now. You're not going to get a strike. You're probably not going to get a letter from YouTube, because if you're streaming something they don't like, they pull your stream, and that gives you a chance to stop streaming the thing they don't like, and then they'll put your stream right back up. That's pretty much it. And you don't ever get that's happened to Friday Night Tights. It's happened to every live stream I do. So that was probably it. But apparently they weren't doing it with everybody. And we all know why YouTube was doing that. The interview, Tucker Carlson interview tonight with Vladimir Putin, who I'm no fan of, former Stasi guy, but certainly sound more coherent than Sleepy Joe, who came out and did an impromptu press conference. And that was the worst idea, unless the Democratic Party just rolled him out there to make sure that they can get him out of office, because that was the worst fucking thing ever. I was laughing my ass off throughout the whole thing. It was, and I don't feel bad for that guy. That guy's been evil all his life. So I don't feel bad for him. Yeah, but that was hilarious to watch. Hilarious. But here in our entertainment sphere, hang on, I'm getting messages. Sorry. Boop, boop. Just making sure. Okay. Here in our entertainment sphere, a lot is happening. Oh, there's also some other news that's kind of going under the radar, because it's not a union that many people are familiar with. Sure, it's as commie as the next one. IATSE. Not to be confused with NIATSE. IATSE, which is the International Assholes of Theater and Stage, or Alliance, of Theater and Stage or something. But they're not, I don't think they're all assholes, but they have to be in a union. But it's like the stage workers, it's like the carpenters, it's actually like the blue collar people of Hollywood. Gonna go on strike. Now, again, flies under the radar, and I even checked with Chris Gore on this. I'm like, if they go on strike, like that shuts down Hollywood again, right? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. They can't do anything without them. And no studios would have the balls to bring in scabs or anything. So look for another Woke Hollywood Interrupted. Woke Hollywood Interrupted. IATSE forewarns strike authorization vote ahead of March negotiations. Not interested in extending this agreement. So, instead of like working until they get an agreement, they could go on strike, and that could be as soon as next month. So we will see. We will see. I know you're all super disappointed to hear that. As Hollywood is burning. Disney's earnings call was a joke. It's like, we're doing great. We only lost $250 million. We're doing great. We only lost 1.3 million subscribers. As a matter of fact, I weaponized my autism by asking Lady Gravemaster to give us the numbers on how many subscribers Disney has lost since the first quarter of 2023. 2023 first quarter, they lost 2.3 million subscribers. 2023 second quarter, they lost 4 million. 2023, because of India, they lost 11.7. 2023, sorry, that was quarter 3. 2023 quarter 4, they lost 12.5. Only lost 1.3 million because they already lost a lot of subscribers. That's a grand total of 31.8 million subscribers lost in the last calendar year. And they promise to be profitable by the end of this year. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Gina Carano, of course, suing Disney with Elon Musk. Very exciting news. Cancel culture takes another L there. I did a video on that. We've talked about it a lot. Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway is Marvel admitting failure. And if you take a look, little hint of my next video, if you take a look at what's coming up this year for Marvel, I'll tell you, you've already seen one of the 3 things they're releasing this year. Echo, Deadpool 3, Agatha. That's it. That's it. Yes, Pedro Pascal has been cast as Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. We already told you who the cast is. By the way, the cast I told you from a few streams ago, that's the cast. Vanessa Kirby is going to be the Invisible Woman. Eddie from Stranger Things is going to be Human Torch. And I don't know who the Thing guy is. I've never seen him before in my life. But I'm sure I have, but just not memorable. 3 white people. Pedro Pascal has become Woke Hollywood's token. Woke Hollywood's token. I could say the casting could have been worse. I will say that. That being said, I don't think Pedro's that good of an actor. I don't think he's Reed Richards at all. And he's the weakest link in that. All the other actors they cast, totally fine with. Totally fine with. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a stock diversity photo. That's what I was expecting. So we'll see. But they could always make Dr. Doom a woman. Rumors that they're going to make Silver Surfer a woman, or they're just going to go with Frankie Ray's Nova, which is fucking stupid because it's out of order. And the Silver Surfer Fantastic Four story, arguably one of the best stories in all of Marvel. All of Marvel. All of Marvel. Fantastic Four number 50, particularly. Fucking great comic. Echo will never understand the irony of her name. I agree. All right, we got some new soups. We'll get those, and then we're gonna get to the square up. Hey, Jay Schwalbach. What's up, Jay Schwalbach for 50? Hail, thank you, brother. Hope to see you in Vegas. Is it possible for me to set up my tabletop RPG at the Vegas meetup again this year? David Nelson for $4.99. Yeah, I mean, if you got a place for it, and if you need to coordinate, like, so it doesn't, lap over with the meetup, I would say send me an email. you want to contact Mrs. Nerdrotic so she can get you ink, or you can just email X-Ray Girl or DM her, and I'll let her know for sure. Meetup is 7 p.m. Wednesday, April 10th at the Millennium Fandom Bar. The RSVP free tickets, by the way, we'll never charge you for one of these events. We'll never crowdfund for one of these events. We'll never do any shit like that. These are for you. These are for you. Throw you a party, and it's honestly more so you can hang out with each other. You know, I love hanging out with you guys, and I will do it for hours. I don't give it. It's the best part of this job, but it does my heart good to see you guys hanging out with each other and meeting each other. That is pretty rad. So absolutely. And there'll be other festivities as well. Durog Vince for $9.99. What up, my ninja? Gary, love the whole angry nerd with a toy wall and checkered past thing you got going on. Thinking of starting my own show, Dookies and Durogs. What do you think about a lineup, G? What do I think about a lineup? Well, what do you got in mind? Drug Vince. Drug Vince. I was actually watching some WWF stuff. Vince needs to worry about other lineups. You know what I'm saying? Maybe ask Chris Benoit. I don't know. Thanks, bro. Chris said on Open Bar today that you heard that George R. R. Martin is reaching out to co-authors to help him finish the series. Do you know the authors? Taylor Ramirez for $5. Yes. So it's funny. We bring up Vegas. It was at Vegas where the author, I can't say his name. The author approached me and told me and said the amount they're asking, it's basically a ghostwriter job. It's a lump sum, and it was a pretty large amount of money. So I don't see any authors saying no to this, but they have to be up to snuff. And yeah. Yep. Came up to me at Vegas and told me that. Gary, I watched you for years. You radicalized me and inspired me to really start my channel. Today is 2 months to the day, and I'm currently 20 subs away from 800. Shit, you did better than me for sure. Hail the Fellowship 199. We will win this fight. We will win this fight. It's a long way from over, but we are winning. We are getting the upper hand. But don't get complacent. All right. The battle must continue. You guys know that, though. Big Raj, what's up, brother? $1.99 Canadian peso. And then is 24 any good? I heard it gets bad around season 3. I thought it gets up and down, but I think overall it's a good show. It gets to be the same thing over and over. But I would say overall, I would give it a recommend. I liked it. I like the show. I miss it. I miss shows like that. Will Deadpool save the MCU or destroy it for good? I think it will have a zero effect. Now, Disney will come out and claim victory because I think it will do well. I think it will do well. If it doesn't do well, it will be their last deadly failure. If Deadpool 3 fails, I mean, they're already fucked, but they're truly fucked in every orifice of their body, of their metaphorical body. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll make $1 billion. I think Disney will come out there and say, and the shills will follow him going, Disney back, because Bob Iger said that they're going to make less stuff and lean into quality by saying your stuff before was too much, and it wasn't quality, except who's Captain America? Oh, it's Black Falcon Captain America. Who owns Spider-Man? Oh, not you, Sony. Who are the X-Men? No fucking idea. We won't see them until 2027. Who are the Fantastic Four? Well, you lost John Watts, so the director looks like shit. Who else? Who are the Avengers? Who are the fucking Avengers? I don't know. This shit. When I rolled out of bed in the morning, comics and movies, I would know the names of the Avengers before my fucking kids. Now I have no idea. Tony's dead. Steve Rogers is dead. You're right, chat. Black Panther, dead. Thor, cucked. Doctor Strange never really took off. And their biggest superhero does not belong to them and never will. Cinematically, Spider-Man. I do know that there's going to be crazy. I wish I could tell you. I promise to tell you, but I'll give you plenty of warning before the movie comes out for those who truly want to be surprised. I won't do it today, but I promise before Deadpool 3 comes out, I will tell you one of the cameos. That's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I will say. I'm going to be in Australia, New Zealand in April. I'll say hi to Az. Get me Shad's info, and I'd love to meet up with him as possible. Jeremy has got my email. Hey, Jay Schwalbach for $20. I'll give you Shad's number. I'm sure he won't mind. I'm just kidding. I could get you his email address for sure. I think he'd love to meet up with you. I can vouch for you. I love your content. Caught some streams recently. Some panel members attacked others for their appearance only with little other critique. Do you have this? Do you think this weakens the argument against wokeness? Some panel members attacked others for appearance only. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't attract. I wouldn't. I don't know the context of it. Ransha for $10. But yeah, I think if you don't get your facts straight and it's just on appearance only, unless listen, casting of Echo, nothing against Alakwa Cox. She ain't Echo. Go ahead, girl, take the job, take your money, but you ain't Echo. And it's and you know, that's part of being out there. You want to be famous, you want to go be a big Hollywood star, you got to take the good with the bad. It's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. You got to understand it's like I'm not attacking her personally, but like just attacking somebody on their looks, unless they're like somebody cast as Captain America and they're fucking fat, you know, like no. But I mean, the people I talk to will give you very detailed reasons why they don't like somebody, like something like Mahler. Hey Gary, do you think 40K show on Amazon will finally get Henry the project he deserves? Yeah. Possibly. I mean, I know nothing about 40K. It's up to you guys who love it, but he's in charge. So if it doesn't turn out good, there's no excuses. Sir Nanimus for $15. Also, you know, he's going to be in Highlander, and Michael Fassbender was rumored to be the villain. I think Michael Fassbender should be McLeod, and Henry Cavill should be the Kraken. I missed the live streams with Gary. Please do not, please do not overdo it. 24 gets weird after the 6th episode of the secondary storylines are not as strong. No, but I still liked it. Compare it to now, dude. Compare it to me. Like I've been trying to struggle through fucking True Detective season 4. Good Lord, is that a fucking horrible show? Oh, I'm not going to overdo it. I pace myself pretty well. I might have, it depends what happens next week. We're going to get to the square up now. I might have some news next week. I can't say anything other than that. Welding Emanator for $10. This is from Friday Night Tights. Disney is losing. Deadpool 3 will save the MCU, and Suicide Squad game is DOA. Hail fellowship of good storytelling and deep on looking. I, the wielder Emanator, applaud your commitment to expose the woke, to stand your ground, and to stick to it, stick to the politicians. My own book, I can't even pronounce this, I'm sorry, Intro Q, okay, is online. If you're interested, hail. So it's called Intro Q, and it's Queo. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry if I did, but check it out. K-Biz, we read this on Real BBC. We missed it. By the way, yeah, it was such a weird live stream. Being in the morning, it was, you know, what was the weirdest part was having like my day on Friday. I'm like, I feel weird. I haven't done this in 5 years. So it was weird being outside at like 3. I felt like I should be doing the show. Hail everyone, can't make it to MegaCon this year. Should be in Vegas. Excellent job with content lately. Everyone keep up the great work. Thank you, K-Biz. $250. We love K-Biz. Love that K-Biz is back. Hope you're okay, brother. Anonymous for $10 says, hail all, sitting at home sick, playing my 25-old tycoon game because it's still the best. Today, and you'll come on early today. Oh, he's okay. He put a period where he shouldn't have. Sorry. He's sick. So my 25-year-old tycoon game because it's still the best. And of all days, you come on early. Thank you for watching all the garbage being made today so I don't have to. Love the hair, X-Ray Girl. Oh, that's hair by Mrs. Nerdrotic. She had lovely hair. And salute from the free state of Texas. Hail. Matthew Perotka for $5 says, just take my money. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I do. You work hard for that. Dartiki for $20. Hail FNT, celebrating being free of my weekly back and forth across the country for work. Use the time, though, to listen to FNT. Hail. And cut 40 pounds. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. See you all at MegaCon and the meetup tomorrow. You're going to hear a lot of those. Yeah, they're in the past. They're in the past. They were pretty fantastic. Blew away any expectations I had. Saturday was a whirlwind. So we had Drinker and I did an interview. Like I don't do this stuff often. I mean, mostly because I'm not asked. But the other part will be I wouldn't do it that often, to be honest with you. Just because I hate flying. So I wouldn't. But Benny was there, and it's Celebration, which is owned by Disney, at the Celebration Tavern. He got the whole place to himself, and he did an interview with me and Drinker. Don't know it's going to be out probably pretty soon, I would guess. So we did that Saturday morning, went right over to the con, hung out for about a half hour, went into the meetup. Could not believe my eyes. The line was freaking huge. We went into a bigger room because Drinker was coming. We're like, we should probably have a bigger room, because we've had we did not want to have a thing where people weren't allowed in. That happened at one of the panels, and it was horrifying, and I hated it. So what we did was we went and hung out with people afterwards. So we're like, let's just get the bigger room, and it was like a 350 person room to like a 750 person room. There was still standing room only, and it was pretty amazing. Then we did the meetup, and then I'm still tired. I'm still fucking tired because I'm old. But thanks for coming. You guys are fucking awesome. Mauser 10 for $10 says, hail, I met the Soska sisters yesterday. Yesterday. I just had a stroke. I met the Soska sisters yesterday. Need to enunciate. Think I might be in love. Simp. Those two are amazing. Don't you think I will make it? Don't think I'll make it to the meetup, but I hope you all have a great time in our Sunshine State. Thank you for all you do. And thank you, brother. Yeah, Soska sisters are cool beans. They were very cool. Very cool. Those are, by the way, those are the Streamlab donations. We are now into the soups. Revin for $25. Yeah, the Soska sisters. It was they were freaking cool. I love their Black Widow comic. Didn't know much about them, but until they went to the Rippaverse. They love wrestling. They're into the shock horror stuff. That's been a part of fandom for 20 years. I never had a problem with it. If you know anything about shock horror, it's not for everybody. A lot of it's NC-17, but I've been, I like Ash versus Evil Dead, which is shock horror, which is a more tame version of it. It's one of the first things I did on this channel. And if you want to know the early history of it, there's a thing called Grand Guignol Theater. Ever heard of it? There used to be one in San Francisco. What Grand Guignol Theater is shock horror live, where they pretty much developed prosthetics and cutting off arms and blood shooting out and all that shit came from Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol Theater. Been a part of fandom for a long time. Unless what's this? Just watch the real BBC. DEI is not been weaponized. DEI is a weapon. R.I.P. Carl. Harukama for 20 British pounds. That's proper money. Yes. Yeah. If we say weaponized, I mean, don't get hung up. We're just parsing words. I completely agree. It was not something, because that would be insinuating that DEI was developed for good reasons. No, it was a weapon. Always been a weapon. You know, it's kind of like a bomb. Is a bomb a weapon, or did you weaponize it? It's a fucking weapon. Sir Pete, New York for $9.99. Unless what I'm reading is wrong, just saw an article from January 31st saying that Carl Weathers' death is a hoax. No, it's not. No. Nope. Jason, I wish it was. Jason Stahl for $9.99. Getting back to George for a quick sec. And for everyone's knowledge, it's been 4,588 days, now 91 days, since we got a Dance of Dragons release. That is true. 4,591 days. Jon Snow bleeding out of Castle Black. You know the rest. I won't go through it again. Bran just drank his buddy, and possibly just drank his buddy Jojen in some paste. Honky Fist for $20. Of course, the black man is the first to die 2 days into the month, just like the movies. R.I.P. Carl. The Alchemist Lab for $5. Thanks for the show, guys. What do you guys think of the new espionage game Kojima is working on? Also, I'm trying to take X-Ray Girl shopping. Oh, just are you buying? Like, because she'll go. I don't want to speak for her, but she'll go. She's a girl. Anton, and I can't, the Kojima, I know who Kojima is. Pretty good game creator, right? Something like that. Japanese. Anton Heimdall for 1,500 Martian pesos. What are your thoughts on James Gunn's DC slate and casting? Do you expect him to make good movie or with a discount Cavill? He kind of looks like discount Cavill. He's got very tiny shoulders, so he does not have broad shoulders, and I don't know how much working out is going to change that. The casting has been fine, to be honest with you. I've got no real issues with the casting. I have issues with his slate. I think it's fucking terrible. I think his slate should be one movie, Superman. Make a good Superman movie, and then you can think about doing stuff. I think his approach to Batman going straight into the Morrison era is a fucking mistake. I think Authority being the second or third film is a giant fucking mistake. I think you do what Marvel did. They didn't have Spider-Man. They didn't have Fantastic Four. They didn't have the X-Men. So they went right to the next tier. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. So you do the Trinity. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. No necessarily order other than Superman has to be first. Then you go to the next tier. Green Arrow, Green Lantern, The Flash. Keep it simple, stupid. It works. Works in recovery, works in life. Bat Dan, 92 for $5. I just got the 2003 psychological horror remake of Willard, and it makes a great rat catcher origin story. Oh, the opening credits is very Tim Burton-like. Oh, cool. The Gods of Gravy for $19.99. British pounds, proper money. Hey, all. Washing the stench from Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League away from by replaying Arkham Asylum. Apparently, a lot of people are doing that. Still holds up. God tier gamer Gary should stream this at some point. Thanks for all the authentic gang. Hope your next meals are delicious. Oh, hell. When I'm done with The Witcher in 20, I think Winds of Winter might actually be done by the time I finish The Witcher. I'll be incontinent in my fucking retirement home. Okay, I finished The Winter. Time for Arkham Asylum. And I won't be actually playing a video game because my dementia will be so bad. I'll just be playing and I'll think I'm really good. Be great. Gaunter O'Dim for $5. Much love to the FNT crew and visiting guest, the New Zealander, the Az guy. Hail Az, by the way. Hail Az. He said he's going to be he promised to be at MegaCon next year. That will be off the fucking hook. Maybe we can get some other people to show up too, Mahler. Off the hook. These meetups are crazy fun. And I mean, I don't hate Orlando. I think Orlando's nice. Really spread out. So it's very SoCal. It's very much like SoCal. Everything's spread out. Everywhere you go takes 30 minutes. That is Southern California in a nutshell. It's just flatter. That's all. But it freaking looks the same. Alien, aka Rocket E-Man, for $10 says, my mom, Alberta, was born on this day, Groundhog Day in 1999. All of you with one of or both parents still living appreciate and love them every day. They will not be here forever. Oh, now you just guilted me into calling my mom, which I haven't done in a week. And she called last week. No, that's true. That's true. My pappy died 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago now. Miss him every day. Steel Egg of History for $2. Yesterday was my birthday. 44, 260 subs. This is my new icon. Nice. BMOT 253 for $2. I love all of you are not I love that all of you are not boring. Plus 199 bag in hand. Hell yeah. Yeah, we don't want to be boring. We'll be idiots. But not boring. Not boring. That's the highest praise my wife has ever given me. Is she says you're a good time, Beekler. That's all I try to be. That's all I try to be. Javier, fucking, I am a retard. Javier Zavalate. Sorry, Javier. What the fuck? From SoCal. I know these names. I know how to say them. For 10 Canadian pesos, my apologies. George R. Martin cannot continue his books because he's not Latin. So he can't write about Dorne. He's not a woman, so he can't write about Daenerys' perspective. Plus, he's turning into a snowflake, so that's something. Yeah. Here's the Joel Berry wrote a pretty interesting article from an evangelical perspective that I don't agree with all of, but I think the gist of his article today, or what he put up on Twitter, was pretty close. And I've said that in past videos, by the way. There's multiple reasons why he can't finish the Marinese, not Dorne, but here's the main reason. Times have changed so much since he started this book that whatever traditional ending he might have had, which would be a first for him, if you're familiar with any of his work, his endings are like Twilight Zones. That's why he was such a good writer for the Twilight Zone. It's always some little beep twisty, and usually he was a horror writer for so long. So usually everybody ended up dead, and a lot of times the bad guy ended up winning. He also wrote a lot about hive minds, and but his endings aren't these uplifting things. They're more like Twilight Zones to make you think. But the Game of Thrones has to end on a somewhat traditional level. It still has to be Game of Thrones, but at some point you've had the bad guys win for so long that you have to have the good guys win, which is, and you got to have Jon Snow. Like killing Jon Snow. I know, like, there's certain Preston Jacobs is a guy who wants him dead, and he likes all the shitty storylines because he's just he's just a lifelong contrarian. I really like a lot of his work. I love like, he makes Dorne interesting. His videos definitely make Dorne more interesting than it actually is. And I think he's way the fuck off. I think Quentin is dead as fuck. But a lot, he also says there's no magic. There's definitely magic. George has said it multiple times. And you do have to have a savior come in and fight. Now, does the savior get screwed over? Like at the end, like, does Jon Snow get screwed over like at the end of Game of Thrones? Yes. So that ending is the ending that George told Dan and Dave. He just didn't lay out the steps to get there. You understand that. So that's the ending. There's a lot of other characters that they had to change and fit in, but essentially what's going to happen is Jon's going to end up killing Daenerys. That's going to be in the ending. Bran is going to be king. They have been setting up Bran to be king. For all the people going, they're setting up Daenerys to go crazy, which they didn't do in the show. They still have plenty of time to do that in the books. Like, you could actually have that start like right at the beginning of Winds of Winter. And by the time it does happen in a book that'll never come out, Dream of Spring, it would make sense. It would make all the sense in the world. Absolutely. And Jon would have to kill her. But they wouldn't put in all this modernism. They wouldn't make Daenerys look like a fucking Nazi at the end. That was so retarded. That was so current day. George wouldn't have George wouldn't. I don't even think he's going to have a Night King. So Arya wouldn't kill a Night King that's not even there. Is there a possibility Jon could be somewhat of a Night King? Yes. There's lots of theories about that. Or maybe George does bring in the Night King. Or, but essentially the way it ended is the way it's going to end. Asha's going to get the Iron Islands. Sansa's going to get the North. Like, all that shit's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, ultimately, we'll never know. I think we'll find out in some notes how it was going to end after. I hope George lives for another 1,000 years, but after his death, I think we'll find out in some notes how it was going to end, because we'll never find out in a book. Javier Zavaleta for 10 Canadian pesos just leaves a donation and walks away. Thank you. Vermorian for 20 Chilean pesos. Hail from imaginary. Oh, why did I say Chilean? Sorry. I apologize. It's Switzerland. I see CHF and I just assume Chilean. It's Swiss franc. It's a Swiss franc. Land of Switzerland. I really hope you have nerd cookies on FNT when Dude 2 is out and you'll be discussing it. It would be a tragedy if not. That's a good idea. If she wants to come on, we're gonna have Danica on, Comic Book Girl 19 on that week. We've already chit-chatted about it, but we could bring on nerd cookies too. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? It'd be FN She. Be Friday Night Tits. Dirt is King for $10. The myopic manatee needs to just write his book. Just put out the book. If at the end of the season 2 he announced the release date, it would possibly pop off for a month or longer. I'm on the 4th listen. Yeah. If George finished the book, it would cement Game of Thrones popularity forever. Right now, it will be, hey, we got the first show ended like crap. The other 2 shows, I'll be kind, we're pretty good in a story that never finished. And he set out to be the anti-Tolkien. And he was. Tolkien finished his book. George didn't. That's pretty anti-Tolkien. And if George tries to pull this Silmarillion shit, dude, the Silmarillion wasn't written to be published. Like George, and that was George's excuse. He said Tolkien never finished his overall story. Do you know that was his personal story? It was like a fucking hobby. Like maybe he had talks, but it was just something he tweaked at the rest of his fucking life till the end. No, his real story was The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. They had a beginning, middle, and end. So shut the fuck up and write, George. If Az is dropping F slurs, he's going to summon Melanie Mack. Yeah, Az just gets fired up. He gets fired up. We try not to actually drop F slurs on Friday Night Tights on YouTube for obvious reasons. Because I feel like it's better. You know what? Once in a while is fine, and we've done it in the past. We've dropped gamer words in the past. There's certain ones that I'll just be real. I won't allow. I wouldn't allow, and I'd get pissed if I fucking heard them. I'm a firm believer in free speech. I'm also a firm believer in keeping the show on YouTube. But if you say them all the fuck you want out in public, I don't care. I give no shits about that. But you know what? It's better to stay on the platform and be heard than to not be on the platform and not be heard. Taryn Jeet for $19.99. Me watching anime and seeing a dude get into a superpowered MMA street fight, get his hand chopped off and say, fuck it, and proceed to beat the dude with his stump. What is the feeling in this masculine energy? Oh, shit. Deadpool cuts his hand off in Deadpool, too. That was pretty good, too. Yeah, it's good. I think we need more of that. We need more of masculine energy. It is lacking in Western entertainment. I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying that. X-Ray's hair is blurple. It is. She got like purple highlights. She did. Or coloring, or whatever my wife calls it. Whatever my wife calls it, my professional wife, who did that for 35 years. Long fucking time. X-Ray girl's hair. I lost my place. Sorry. Adam Wolford for $5. Some fans used an AI to finish his book series. I read it. It was shit, but got sued for using AI. But there are more fans are finishing this series, so that's the only way. Yeah, Preston Jacobs is finishing it, but he's finishing it in his way. Honestly, I think some of the chapters he read were really good, though. They were not cringe at all. It's like, oh, that was pretty good. So he's enlisting help from writers. And by the way, Preston hates my guts. He's an atheist, progressive government honk. So yeah, I mean, I don't care about the atheism, to be honest with you, but the government honk part, yeah, they probably don't like me very much, and I don't like them. It's very mutual. But I thought the fanfic stuff some of it was really good. Jay for $20. It's interesting how Belgium and France don't make their own animation and animation styles, not including French anime, that compete with the anime. Why don't they use bande dessinée, almost 100 years old, and make original IPs? Because France doesn't give a fuck. I've heard about French culture, but like having actually gone, the overall attitude in that country is no fucks to give until the government tells them something they don't like, and then they're going to burn the fucking country down. It's such a weird dynamic. But like my wife wanted to go to Paris like all her life, and that was part of her anniversary. I'm like, I'll take you to Paris. And I really love the comic shops. The comic shops were fucking brilliant. Totally different energy than our comic shops, filled with comics. They have some pretty good toy sections, but it's not like magic cards and shit. It is comics. They are comic store. Can't read a fucking single word of it because it's all in French. But they have Batman reprints. Batman fans wish they had here. The covers were beautiful, and they're all uniform, and they're numbered, and it's the whole fucking thing. It is one to whatever. I could not believe that. I'm like, that's not available in America. What the fuck is that? But it's all in French. And then I'd have to get it home and stuff. I bought some stuff there. Oh, I got hang on. I got him there. I don't buy like little plastic action figures anymore because I buy 1/6 scales and I've got all of them on my wall. But the Orb is like one of my favorite fucking villains because I'm a Ghost Rider fan. And he's such a silly villain. But I got my Orb action figure. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Paris is concerned by a third world country. There was a lot of people who were not Parisians there. I'll tell you that right now. I will agree with that one for sure. Where was I? Hail all, love y'all. As it's on it, it's all a push from multiple angles to destroy everyone's morals so they can be crushed into following along the constant misery of current day. Says D. B. Wild for $10. Thank you, David Chandler, for $10. To Az's point, there are cable TV channels that air westerns 24/7, and they have more viewers than major networks. Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, Robert Mitchum, Audie Murphy, and the rest are killing it. Yes. A lot of the quote unquote streaming networks are like fucking Roku and shit. They're doing pretty good. The free ones like Tubi doesn't have a ton of overhead. It's all ads. It's kind of a smart way to go. And that's why you see all the streamers going to ad driven. Listen, Netflix is king right now. Like it or not, Netflix is king. And that helped a lot by they started getting into Eastern entertainment and pulling that over. And they pulled off a pretty great adaptation with One Piece. Went a long way into, what was Extraction 1 and 2? Good movies for streaming movies. I would have liked those in the theaters. Is Tim Pool sitting next to Gary? That was Garrett sitting next to me trying to do his best Tim Pool impression. Z Highness, who I met, by the way. Z Highness, it was very nice to meet you at MegaCon. Bing Book for $2. Watch Pantheon as. Okay, I'll tell him to watch Pantheon. Jared Kano for $2. X-Ray Girl's haircut looks amazing. Yeah, my wife's pretty good. So what you guys don't know is she's the rock star in the family. She a highly trained, self-taught hair colorist, and no joke, she was in the top 10 in the entire country as far as skill. Like, very sought after. A-list clientele, top tier shit. Very sought after. Asked to go to, she's flown out and done award shows. She's been asked to go down to Hollywood. She said, no, I don't want the pay cut. And she didn't want to deal with stars, but she's done, rock stars hair, movie stars hair, and all that shit. Yep. And like me, well, she finished high school early. She took that test to finish high school early and then moved to San Francisco with $150 in her pocket and made a career. I'm sure every Gen Zer could really relate. No, they can't at all to what she, and it was a decade of being an assistant, working for next to nothing, living off of fucking ramen. Then it turned into working at the best salon. Then it turned into her own business that was incredibly successful until the state of California squashed it with its COVID response. Not the kind of thing you're ever going to forget. Yellow Flash 2 for 20. Why did I say 2? Yellow Flash for $20. Thanks, buddy. Give DC Comics license to Robert Kirkman. Dude turned G.I. Joe and Transformers into gold comics. Yeah, that's what I heard. I am not a fan of Walking Dead. Okay, I was a fan for a while. Then when Negan came along, I kind of dipped. Watched the show for 5 seasons. I really think I'll be real with you. The first season's really good. That's about it. It just meandered. It was just fucking people being awful to each other all the time. And remember when Walking Dead had more viewers than Game of Thrones? I do. Now they're doing a movie. Give a fuck. Plus, I'll be real. I'm not big on the zombie genre. There's some zombie movies that I love, particularly by George Romero, and I love Return of the Living Dead. Absolutely love that movie. But I'm not, Dawn of the Dead. Even Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, good, but I'm not like a zombie guy. Shaun of the Dead, probably my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite. Dab the Great for $2. The Green Lantern parts are bad too. Look it up. Yeah, I'm Mahler can tell you. Senior Bones for $1.99. Did y'all notice Harley's revolver ejected a casing? I did not notice that. Taryn Jeet for $19.99. Proper British pounds. Hi, guys and gals. Hang on. Sip of water. Sip of coffee for the working man. Got a dry throat. Coffee doesn't necessarily help that very much. Hi, guys and gals. Major red flags for Dennis Villeneuve. Comments about Channy being more the main character in Doom Part 2, and that he has to change the aspects of Frank Herbert's books, that he didn't think it was proper. That Taranjeet, you do not need to worry. That was a quote that was taken heavily out of context. Paul is the main character. Now, if that is not true, and I watch it and that's the case, and I feel like it's intersectional feminist garbage, you will be the first to hear it from me right when I walk out of the theater. I'm going to see it on the 25th. So in about 2 weeks. They, if you went to the screening last week of Dune in IMAX, you had access. Well, I mean, they put it up there. There's a special IMAX fan screening. It's not some hoity-toity press event, because I don't get invited to those, nor do I want to be. Sean McClure for $4.99. Animated Green Lantern had Jon Stewart saying he wasn't worried about the color yellow. He had been fighting color all his life, and it was cringy. My son is a huge fan of animated DC. Huge fan. Loves Young Justice. And it kills him that it went woke at the end. He doesn't stop talking about it. He's like, it was such a good show. And he doesn't use the F word. So they really messed it up, Dad. I'm sorry, son. Now you know how I feel. Now you know how you feel about that show. Expand it to everything your dad loves. That's how I feel, son. So quit bitching. No, I'm just kidding. Toxic Monger of Hateful Brood for $10. I find the Flash death worse in the game. Not only is the P joke bad, but the Flash goes out of his way to save them several times, including knocking a bullet and missing Harley's face. Screw this game. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Sweet Baby Inc.'s influence, and it's also just a lack of creativity. That's why the title of this video is, it anti-fan or anti-creative? It's a question. It's a rhetorical question. Because of course it's an anti-creative. It's an anti-creative. There's no such thing as an anti-fan. Fans come to fandom because they love something, or a lot of things, like me. I'm not just like a one-trick pony. I like a lot of shit. Okay. I already got shamed today on Open Bar because I haven't seen Red Dwarf. It's like I missed some stuff. Okay. I did. I missed Babylon 5. I corrected that error. I know I'm going to get asked by Matthew Hammond to watch Stargate in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will watch Stargate. I will watch it. It's just, I didn't catch everything, but fans are fans. And more importantly, if you come into fandom with an open mind and a general curiosity, fans will love you, and you will be overwhelmed with great suggestions of stuff to read, watch, listen to, and they will welcome you in like family. And they'll help you. They're like, oh, you think this is rad? You got to see, you like Conan, you like 80s movies, let's fucking go. And they will talk to you all day long. We want people to talk to. That's what fans do. You come in there going, oh no, sugar, you're all patriarchy and racist. Fuck your fandom. Yeah, we're not going to welcome you. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Then there's the creatives. I come from the comic retailing sphere, as you know. One of the first things I learned, because before that, just a fan. Loved comic books. Was more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy, for sure. But then when I started getting in the business aspect, I found out that really quickly, the comic creators that tended to be the most successful and consistent were the ones who actually love comics. I found out that that number was incredibly small. A lot of people working in comics don't love them, especially now. A lot of people working in comics, they have a talent. They can write, they can draw, they can color, they can letter, whatever. But they don't really love comics. They're not real nerds. It's just a fact. Now, is there a problem with that? No. Until you start interacting with the fandom and treating them like shit. And the same goes for actors, and the same goes for filmmakers, and the same goes for musicians. It's like it's not exclusive to comics at all. But yeah, hey, there's football players who play football at a very high level and make a lot of money who fucking hate the game. Hate the game. I know it's hard to believe, but that's life. But what I noticed in the comic sphere when I worked there, and what I've noticed now in Hollywood through my working on this channel, is a lot of creatives hate you. Most of the access media hates us. I'll say us. Hates us. They hate us. Why? Well, for one, we tend to fling a lot of criticism because we're looking at the project, right? And they're taking it personally. We're looking at the project, they're taking it personally. Human nature, whatever. Some people learn to deal with it and just brush it off, go fuck, whatever. I did the best I could. And then some people don't, and they go online and they start attacking fans, which what a lot of Z-list comic book celebrities did for a long time. Long fucking time. That's why their industry is now dead. It's a combination of making a real bad product, but you make things 1,000 times worse by attacking your fucking money or potential money. If you're in the business, if you want to make comic books or write a book or make an album or make a movie, and you want to make it your living and make money off it, you don't fuck with the money. But before, there have been so many barriers, agents, publishers, there was no online, there's all these barriers where a lot of these creatives felt really safe and could have this condemnation for the fandom. Well, now it's a fucking free fall. We can hear from everybody all the fucking time. And we're finding out that's why there's no movie stars anymore. We got to know them. And they're going to have to adjust, and some have been really fucking smart about it. When you're internet savvy as a movie star, as a creative, you will make so much more money by being internet savvy and just simply, you know what? People are going to fling stupid shit at you all day on the internet. You could either not be on it. That's a choice. Or not give a fuck. That's all we ever ask. Nobody's asking anybody to change their politics or their ways or how they. I don't give a fuck how they feel. Just, respect the people who work really hard to pay you. And no, you're not. I'm a contractor. I'm paid by the company. No, fuck no. It's 21st century. Everybody's in the customer service business now. All y'all in Hollywood and in the comic industry. You're in the customer service business. You have your little fucking McDonald's uniform on, and you represent that company. You want to get the benefits of working for a Disney or a DC or a Warner Brothers. Then you motherfucker better act like somebody behind the counter at a McDonald's or at a bookstore. And if you don't, you ain't gonna make any money. As got Netflix's Storm, says Peter Garambe. Oh yeah, he ordered the he got the Wolverine figure, and Storm was in it. I think it's DEI. I blame DEI. Great con for $2 Australian. 2 tickets to Spooky Spook movies, please. Which spook are you talking about? Josh Kelsey, thank you for the $19.99. Doesn't say anything, just walks in, drops $19.99, walks out because that's what he does. Thomas Smith for $5. They should have called it American Society of Magical Retards, so it could be called ASMR. That was way too many rim shots, but I haven't hit it in a while. I just wanted to press the button. Guy Vermectin for $2 for the Wolverine. Hail. What's up, Gary Naz? I've been listening to you for a few years now. You guys are always saying we should get involved in fan projects. Well, I got 3 parts in a Transformer stop motion. I'm finally a VA. Oh, cool. There you go. Fuck Convoy Transformer stuff for $9.99. I might have to check out. I've never been a G.I. Joe comic book fan. Loved the fucking cartoon. Loved the cartoon. Loved it. Just never a comic book fan. Transformers, different story. I like the Transformers. I'm going to probably have to pick that up. Ajax the Greatest for $5. I don't think Lego has released the movie set since Mom. All of their new sets are pre-Infinity War, Marvel, OG Star Wars for the most part. Yeah, I saw Stark Tower. That's obviously older. That's the only one I thought about getting because it looks so fucking cool. I have the Hogwarts Castle and Rivendell still in their box though. Ish Fine for £5 British. What do you think of the Stellar Blade? Sexy fan service hack and slash from Korea. I haven't seen it, but I'm there. Is there boobs? Just asking for a friend. Fing book for $3. Kingsman equals Mark Millar. MM deserves better. Yes, Mark Millar, great comic book writer, really nice guy, like really loves comics and genuinely wants to fix things when he doesn't need to. You know the comics he'd been making? You know, he doesn't take any money from them. He gives them to the creatives. He just writes the comics. He's a board member at the Netflix. He's got enough money and he doesn't keep any from the comics. That's pretty fucking cool. Pretty fucking cool, dude. PEs for what is the PLNZI? 25 Martian pesos. Sorry. How do you guys feel about Disney's Gargoyles? Don't fucking touch it. It's of its time. You can't remake it. You can't redo it. Leave it alone. Because the original creators put a 30th anniversary special comic editions on Kickstarter. I mean, if it's the original creator, sure. But if, like, as far as remaking the cartoon, which I've heard of, don't. Or a live action one, that'd be fucking terrible. RX Firm for $1.99. David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury cameo, please. Yeah, that's not the cameo, but I wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility. David Hasselhoff has been in an MCU film. What MCU film, ladies and gentlemen, has David Hasselhoff been in? I'll look at the chat. I'll wait. Which one? You guys know what one it was. You know. Still waiting for an answer. Somebody, it's a little bit of a delay on the chat, so I know somebody's already answered it. Thank you, Christian Nieces. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Comics equal Marvel Twilight and comics. They geezers. Thing book for $2. $10. I thought Argyle was fun, but too long. I thought it was fucking terrible. Filthy casual. Like utterly terrible. BDH should have been forced to lose weight for the role. Yeah, there was some chick on Twitter saying Bryce Dallas Howard wasn't fat in that movie. You could have landed a fucking B-52 on her ass. And that's okay. You know what? There's nothing wrong with thick women. There's there's nothing wrong with it, but like, she's a movie star. Hit the fucking gym like every other dude does, because she's pretty hot. What, you know, she is. But she had a big old badunkadunk in that, okay? And she was running around beating the shit out of fucking 250-pound guys. Vaughn denied the $200 million budget. Apple bought it for $2 million. He denied the $200 million budget, but Apple bought it for $200 million. So it cost Apple $200 million. I couldn't find anything definitive. It was reported by Hollywood Reporter that it was a $200 million movie. We're parsing words. It cost the company who distributed it and expected a return on their profit $200 million. whatever they put in the film, whatever. That's part of the fucking budget. The company that distributes it wants a profit. They paid $200 million. They ain't getting it back. It's called a flop. ARG, another name for 1999. At the rate we're going, the show will need to be called Thursday Night Tights. For sure. For sure. No, back to normal time tomorrow. Fing book for $2. Please, X-Men. Marvel lost the touch. Yeah, Marvel's X-Men 97, I think, is going to be woke shit. Prove me wrong. God, I want to be wrong. We aren't getting that this year, by the way. We were supposed to, and we aren't. Henry Cavill appearing on screen at most, at 10 minutes at most. I think it's like 7. Despite being heavily marketed in the promotional material Argyle, The Witcher Season 3. Exactly. They just, Enola Holmes, Witcher, Argyle, they're just using him for fucking bait and switch right now, James Busher. Fing book for $3. Black Captain America should have been Isaiah Bradley. I mean, if you're going to do one, yes. Thoughts on the Soska sisters situation? Looks bad, says Sesrin's fan club for $2. What's bad? That they were in horror movies where they poured blood on each other and shit. Yeah, that stuff doesn't bother me. Thoughts on recap. Throat cut. Peacock. Vince McMahon. Oh, Victor Von Doom for $1.99. Yeah, Vince McMahon's in a little bit of trouble. Little bit of trouble. I mean, does anybody have a problem with Comic Book Girl 19? Oh, I don't. More importantly, does she have a problem with us? Do the Soska sisters have a problem with us? No. That's the good thing. I don't know the Soska sisters that well, but we probably believe differently on some stuff, but we can hang and talk. Robert Meyer Burnett, I believe differently than him on a lot of stuff, but I can talk to him quite a bit. Hang on. I got a phone call. Hang on. Bye. See you later. Where was I? Honestly, I don't. The only thing I saw from the Soska sisters was on Twitter, and it was like I just saw pictures, so I honestly don't know, and I don't care. But I guess they were in some NC-17 horror stuff 10 years ago, 50. I've been to prison. Not going to be judging people. Do you know who I talk to at meetings? Do you have any idea? Does like the people I will sit down and chat with at AA meetings are murderers, prostitutes, thieves, all kinds of bad things, and people in there trying to be better and recover, change their lives. Yeah, I got no problem with that. Well, what's up, Dr. 14 Blu-ray reviews? Haven't heard from you in a while. 2 British pounds. It's been a long time. Hello to you. Drug dealers. Like people who are really fucking bad. Oh, by the way, I was too. And that's just art. Might be art you don't like. You know. Oh, I talk to porn stars too. I don't give a shit. Would I recommend porn to people? No. But it exists and it should exist. We are in a free society, and freedom is dangerous. Freedom's going to be things we don't like. I'm not here to be the moral judge on that shit. Unless it's commie, then I'll call that shit out all fucking day long because I don't like commies. Eric K for $2. Jeremy got the throat coat on the gay cruise. Okay, Eric, and how would you know that? Just asking. Victor Von Doom for $4.99. J.K. Rowling needs to set out mouse traps in case Disney comes along. That's true. Aurora Uplinks for $2 as the movie poster and titles will be parodies. I don't know what that's for. Sorry, I missed the context of that. Mr. Subtle for £5 British. 2030. We're in sunny Saudi waiting for the Vince McMahon chat to defecate its way into the stream. Okay. Aurora Uplinks for $5. As for Deadpool, I bet they have two separate names for Deadpool R versus PG-13 versions with different posters, and they will be parodies of existing films. That would be funny, but PG-13 Deadpool, remember how well it did? Not at all. It flopped. Yes, remember that? Remember that way back in the COVID days, they released right before they released a PG, or was during, it was during, they released a PG-13 Deadpool and it flopped miserably. Nostro Luca for $5. Who would want to find your kidnappers and rescue into the 80s? Magnum PI, Jim Rockford, The Equalizer, Jessica Fletcher, or who would I want to rescue me? It's between Magnum PI and The Equalizer. Now, I like the show Magnum PI more. I like them both pretty equally. But The Equalizer would kill all them motherfuckers. So Magnum PI would take them to justice. I'd want them dead. Aurora Uplinks for $5 is going to be a good because I think it was written back in 2023 as a response to the season 3 and how poorly it was received, and it will be refreshing. All right. I understand people may be upset about some things, lots of them with Star Wars, but I bet you the base script for the Mandalorian Grogu film, but I bet you the base on it. I wouldn't. Aurora Uplinks, I think that is, I don't think that it's a movie that requires homework. Those aren't going to do well. Unless it's something like fucking massive. Like if they had done a Game of Thrones finale as a film, I think it would have done huge numbers. But that's like an anomaly. Anything that requires homework, especially when nobody's watching this shit anymore, it's not going to do well. Not to worry, Comics Division will be better at making cookies again soon. Hail Keebler! Haha, Eric K for $5. Hometown Hero for $5. Got some Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Couldn't get worse after the Batman death and pissing on Flash's corpse. But Lex simping for Wonder Woman and Green Lantern getting called and Uncle Tom was too much. Yeah, fuck that. Hail FNT Friday. Gig'em noises. Hail to you. Orgiganton. Orgiganton for $1.99. Rob Cortez for $1.99. Hail from IE, being up since 2 a.m. Good morning. Fortune and Glory for $9.99. Hail. FNT, really wish we could have made it to the con. Always wanted to meet you guys, but alas, I'm stuck in shitty Chicago evading gunfire and illegal immigrants while trying to do my job. All the best. Well, hey, I'll be in Wisconsin in the summer. Come and check us out there. Tired Retro Gamer for $10. Needed this after a shit week ending in my birthday today. Love y'all. Hail. Love you too. Gary, can you get a local crackhead to read the parts of your autobiography where you talk about drug use? That would be kind of funny and wrong. I wouldn't use a drug addict like that. Somebody tried to troll me today. It's some troll. It's fucking whatever. It's Twitter. But I almost responded. I didn't. But his troll was, Gary wants justice for George Floyd. And what I was going to tweet and didn't, still might, is I do want justice for George Floyd because fentanyl is a crisis in this country. And I always have a prayer for the addict who still suffers. That would have been my response. Played Fate of Atlantis on your recommendation point and took some getting used to, but it was solid story and should have been the movie. Hail Nurabsai. Hail, Matthew Grumman for $5. Yeah, dude, by the way, there's a comic too. There's a comic. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't think it's number one, chat. There's going to be some brainy comic fan who's going to correct me. And I want you to. Because I can't remember the number. But Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis, first Alex Ross cover. I don't know if it was 1 or 2, though. I don't know if it was number 1 or number 2. The chat will have to answer that. I've done a lot of things since I've read Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. I own it. I own every single Indiana Jones comic ever made up until the Crystal Skull. The thumbnail is awesome. Everyone looks great except Ryan. He looks like a little twink Fayag. It suits him. Hail FNT, go Dan Vask. Fuck Dan Vask. The singing Tigs for $5. Matthew Grumman for $5. Played Fate. Oh, I read that one. It's too early to shit. See? Dry throat. Hang on. That was terrible. It's too early to laugh this hard, guys. Hercules for $1.99. But we got you to laugh. That's the most important part. Brian McCann for $1.49. Thank you very much. The Exalted Patriarch for $4.99. Hail, male, pale, and stale. Replaced by female. LGBT whale will fail. Learn it, know it, live it. That is a great way to sign off from the FNT Super Chats. Thank you all. While I die. I don't want to update now. I don't want to update. Holy shit, you guys. I got to remember where I left off with all the new ones. Where did I leave off? I read that one. Okay, I know where I left off. Here we go. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for joining me in this. It's 10 o'clock here, Central Time, so it's 8 on the West Coast, 11 Eastern. I'm sure you know what time it is where you are. Masters of the Air, great show, 10 out of 10 recommend. I am going to watch it very soon. I've heard a lot of good things. Lot of good things. All right, here we go. Iris, 1997 for $9.99. My family has given up on Western shows and films. We watch how do I even say that? K-dramas? K-dramas, okay. Like Korean dramas, okay. Now, have you tried them? They don't have the message. A couple, but I haven't tried a lot, but I will be far more open to it now. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. I missed the live streams where I read that one. Matthew, sorry. Lover of Green for $20. Your Hollywood DEI video was glorious. Thank you. The next one should be how to defeat woke Hollywood, aka how the Fellowship can directly challenge the activists. It'd be more productive than just endlessly roasting wokeness. I try to suggest that in every video I do. There's little pieces of, while I'm breaking everything down, I often try to say, hey, we're just pointing out the lunacy here, the absolute lunacy. How do we fight it? By making people aware. Don't have to share my video, Lover of Green. Just tell everybody you can possibly tell about DEI and not just Hollywood. Like, that's the pretend shit, like in the real shit, but how it's actually poisoning and permeating our culture. That's how we fight it. Awareness, people talking about it, because the far, I heard Baggage Claim say this, the far woke. I love that. Baggage Claim. That's Baggage Claims. The far woke and the woke, honestly, have been in charge and absolutely been running culture for a long time. So they have been running the narrative. We break the narrative, and in breaking the narrative, we break a lot of people. We break a lot of people who cannot stand an opposing point of view, who have to, everything's got to be in lockstep with them. By the way, never ask that over here. Never fucking ask that over here in my sphere. I don't give a shit what president you like. I don't give a shit. We're I'm talking about like fun and games mostly in pop culture, but as far as the cultural stuff, there's are you an authoritative asshole or not? That's all I give a fuck about. No purity tests, no memberships, no kissing rings, none of that shit. None of that shit, but awareness. What's up, Gary? I'm stoked for Vegas this year. I am too. Cyberhunk 269 for $1.99. I am too. Because I love hanging with you guys. My people, you're my people. My nerds. I'm a loyal customer of Nerdrotic. I may not be a high roller, but I love your streams, brother. I hope to see you and George stream together again. Hail, Syndek for $5. You don't have to be. I'm not a fucking high roller. I am a thousandaire. Okay, so I will stream with George again. Is George going to Vegas? We gotta see if George is going to Vegas. But yeah, I mean George. Oh shit, I gotta call him back because George called me, but I was on the road to Florida. I gotta call him back. I love George. Of course I'll stream with him. And I love you. Syndek's very talented artist, by the way, and editor. Matthew Hanman for $4.99. 24 is still one of the best series ever made. I gave season 1 on DVD to my roommate, and he handed it back to me a little over a day later after finishing it. Yeah. No, I think Matthew, I think Sting's a pompous fucking rich champagne socialist fuckbag, but I really love the Police. I fucking love the Police. The Police is some of the most interesting music ever made. Every fucking album had every song, every note was a banger. They were highly skilled. Stuart Copeland was a fucking great drummer. Okay. Andy Summers out there with the guitar, but like really fucking good. Like they like a great, tight, solid band. Sting said, band's shelf life, a band is 5 years. And he's not wrong. And I think the same goes for a good show. Eek 6, Eek 7. But once you start getting into season 9, 10, 11, it's too fucking much. Rare exceptions, of course, but it's too much. I think like the sweet spot is either between 5 and 7 seasons. Josh Kelsey for $10. Thank you for the 10, Josh, and walks away like he always does, you Chad. Looking forward to our room tour. Glad you got your custom man. Yes, my custom man, my Superman is in pieces, and I am going to put him together tonight after this live stream. Where am I going to put him, though? That's the question. But I do have my life-size Superman for this office. Can't wait to show it to you. Do you and the gang have any interest in doing meetups in the Northeast? Pittsburgh has a great venue. I'm totally open to it in the summer. I will not go up there in the winter. I will not. But yes, certainly. The most northern meetup I have planned is in the summer in Milwaukee. Hey man, I just got the Weta Workshop Lord of the Rings 20th anniversary 1/6 ring wraith statue. Hell yeah. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. The matching Gandalf the Gray statue is on the way. Hail Republic of Texas, 12-cent Ronin for $20. Hail to you. I just got you want me to show it to you? Hang on. Hold the phone. This thing's big. That's what she said. Hang on. I don't want to break anything. Shit, now I'm all tangled. Hang on. You're probably wondering what this is. So I don't knock anything over. Saruman's staff. This thing is fucking rad. It is rad. And it is big. It is big. Yeah, that Weta stuff is unbelievable. That is Weta as well. Love the Weta. Love the Weta. Thank you. And enjoy your stuff. Enjoy your stuff. Air Force Times. Air Force seeks retirees to come back to active duty. I bet. What, so they can fight World War III? Don't do it. That Putin interview was something else today. Holy shit. And watching, don't you love how the far progressive left that hates this country has all of a sudden become patriots and starts talking about traitor and shit like that? It's like, motherfucker, you were celebrating Jane Fonda when she was like straddling Charlie's tank. Shut the fuck up. It's journalists doing journalism. I thought Tucker asked some pretty tough questions. He asked that one guy to be released. That one reporter. We'll see if I don't know. He could be back by now. They can't keep him out. They can't. Why can't George R. R. Martin just grok finish the damn book? I know, Southeastern Kaiju. He's afraid to finish. He's afraid to finish. Like I said, there's multiple reasons. There's his own people will cancel him for being violent to women because that book is incredibly violent to women and men equally. He's afraid to be canceled by his own people. He knows his story is but what Joel Berry, I forgot to even mention this. What Joel Berry was talking about was the nihilism. And George is an atheist and a nihilist. So I don't know if he's capable of. It's the same thing with James Gunn. James Gunn is not as much of a nihilist, not even close to what James Gunn is actually able to be uplifting, right? So, but I just don't think he's the right guy for Superman. And George R. R. Martin is not going to write this uplifting sort of story that feels, most importantly, it doesn't need to be uplifting. It needs to be satisfying. It needs to be engaging and satisfying. Ultimately, that's what makes a good story. Good characters, engaging, satisfying. George is great at world building. He is fucking brilliant at world building. I wouldn't want to live in Westeros or the Planetos but man, is it a fleshed out world. Holy shit. And it's got a really cool concepts because like he's a nerd. So there's a lot of Cthulhu in that. There's a lot of Elric. But he pays, like, he admits that. He said, yeah, like, I got, the Targaryens are fucking from Elric. Straight up. And there's a lot of Cthulhu mythos in there as well, which is pretty fucking rad. I mean, it's all the shit I like. But yeah, he won't finish it. The only way to write perfect movie is to close your eyes and smash your fist into a keyboard until the script is complete. It says Andre C28 for $9.99. Well, that's what they've been doing. Hasn't worked out for him. What old Batman comics should I collect? How far back you want to go? I mean, they're pretty fucking goofy in the 50s. I'm going to be real. But if you go just get the omnibus of the early Bill Finger, Bob Kane stuff is really fucking cool. It's really good. The 30s stuff is really good. 50s gets silly as fuck. If you start at the Denny O'Neil, early 70s stuff, it starts getting really good. They were making Batman less goofy in the 70s before Frank Miller even showed up. So I would start there. I mean, people are always going to recommend you Killing Joke, Dark Knight, Year One. Those aren't bad. I love Year Two. I fucking love Year Two. Year One's awesome. Mazzucchelli is a fucking genius. Mazzucchelli is an artistic genius. Like, not super detailed, doesn't waste a fucking line. Everything's fluid. It's damn near perfect comic art. Something like Jim Lee is like totally overdone. Totally fucking overdone. I appreciate it. I think it's like, I'm not the biggest Jim Lee fan, period. But but it's still like, I'm not going to say it's not good. It's just not my thing. I don't like the overly detailed. I like, I'm more of a Mazzucchelli, old Frank Miller, like that shit. John Byrne comic art that was kept like, that was beautiful, dynamic, but not completely fucking overdone. Like you jizzed on a fucking page. I recommend the animated Suicide Squad Assault on Arkham movie. It's a perfect showing of how Batman will be a force to reckon with. Comic idea, have a 28 Days Later crossover with Marvel. Yeah, and then everybody in the Marvel universe dies. Dear Gary, read G.I. Joe Real American Hero issue 21, 1985. It has no text. It was amazing. I have read that. Yeah, just because I said I wasn't the biggest fan doesn't mean I did not read those. I absolutely read it and looked at it. It's great. Marvel did a silent issue too. They did silent issues in the early 2000s when Joe Quesada there. I think it was Electra #2 was fucking great. David Hasselhoff was Nick Fury in 1998 TV movie. Yes, he was. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. GW for $7.99 Australian. Jimber Jamber, what movie in the past decade do you think will be remembered fondly 30 years from now? I'm going to with The Lighthouse and Godzilla -1. I would agree with that. I think Robert Eggers will be appreciated. I think what you're talking about is, will there be like a Dread out there, a movie that it doesn't necessarily, whether it's good or bad, is it going to be remembered fondly much later? But the thing was, when Dread came out, the people who saw it fucking loved it. Like, there's never been anything bad said about Dread other than maybe it was I can't even remember at the time, but I don't think it was promoted properly. I think if Dread comes out today, it does better. I think Dread's a good movie, but it's a rare case where like something absolutely brilliant, probably ahead of its time. I would say just ahead of its time. Like Blade Runner. Blade Runner was way the fuck ahead of its time. Just that happens. But from like, say, the last 5 years or post 2019, Top Gun Maverick will be remembered. Pretty popular movie as far as massive releases and popular, not like small little indie stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's always going to be some cinema file going, I saw a movie by some French director. It's like, okay, I get it. It's probably good. Nobody fucking saw it, but it's probably, it's probably got Dutch angles and it's black and white and there's a red balloon and somebody's smoking a cigarette and, and it probably has tits, which I'm not against, but like, and there's just two people sitting around a table. I don't care about that shit, but, I'm a nerd. Okay. I'm here for genre, but ooh, God, since 2019, say the Joker will be remembered. What's been great? Godzilla -1 is the first great, great film I've seen. That's great in like a complete way. Characters, the way I like movies. I'm not going to say the way I like movies is the ultimate way to like movies and the barometer of everything. It's just the way I like movies. For me, Godzilla -1 was a perfect movie. Perfect movie. Top Gun Maverick, I really enjoyed. I think it's a great movie. It made billions, but I think as far as memorable for being just great, Godzilla -1, and I'm struggling to think of anything else. I think One Piece, that's not a movie, was great. I think House of the Dragon was pretty great. It's not a movie. What is a movie that I thought was great? Ooh, I really like The Northman. Not a lot of people watched it. It's not for everybody, but I really fucking like The Northman. Ooh, that was good. Good movie. I'll have to think about it some more. I feel like I'm missing one because my memory is shit. But yeah, maybe you tell me. But Godzilla -1, holy shit. Lighthouse is pretty great. Eggers is fucking fantastic, dude. Guy's a great director. I cannot wait to see his Nosferatu. Cannot fucking wait. We need more Eggers in the world. Eggers. Midian is where the monsters are, Gary. I love that movie too. Oh, fuck yeah. Nightbreed, baby. I had to send it via Streamlabs. YouTube blocked it. Oh, what? What? Okay, I'll go over there and look. Hang on. I don't put the link up for my square ups. I figure guys are really generous and cool. Give me just a moment. Play amongst yourselves here. We got some hold music for you. Wait. Boop, 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 boop. Excuse me. All right. Oh, did you guys hear? Like some clown wrote letters to MegaCon to get Eric July canceled. The amount of wholesale gayness out there is I shouldn't even be surprised at this point. This is the internet, it's the internet. Yeah, but somebody, I don't know who the fuck it was. I'm hearing this third person that they wrote letters like on paper. You wrote a fucking letter on paper and tried to get Eric July canceled. That didn't work. Yeah, I'm almost there. What she said. Fucking crazy. It's a crazy world. I try not to draw attention to it because I don't want to draw attention to it, but like the shit we got over my fucking title of the Echo video, like eclipsed the Let's Talk About It. Like by a mile. By a fucking country mile. Holy shit, was that crazy. I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it because I didn't want to talk about it. But now I'm talking abouting it. It's like, bruh, I'm not going to apologize for not liking the movie that you've hitched your identity with. Okay. I mean, listen, I appreciate nerds, but there's limits to everything. Okay. Get all dad on you. Choose your battles. Practice restraint. Okay. That's what adults do. Don't hurl out death threats if you don't like a title of a fucking YouTube video, you fucking pussy. Matthew Hammond for $10. You can watch Stargate in 2024. The end of season 1 will hook you. Get Joseph Malazzi, Baron Destructo on X, BBC executive producer, Stargate 1 Atlantis Universe, Dark Matter. He posts comics and people identify sci-fi ships. And by the way, a couple people from that show follow me. Matt, we can get him on once I watched it. I'm blanking on his name, but Parker Lewis. I love that show, by the way. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Yeah, I forgot his name, Matthew. I usually know it, but it's late. Thank you, Matthew. What's YouTube's being gay? Really gay tonight, by the way. Really fucking gay, YouTube. As gay as a punk on a pirate ship. As gay as a punk in a pecker patch. Some old prison sayings there. Do you think Pedro would make a good Doctor Doom? Surely it would be better than Mr. Fantastic. He'd probably be better as Doctor Doom. Yes. Timothy Barsotti. Yes. Hail, Gary. Where do we have your Hogwarts castle? I have a new Lego Mos Eisley Cantina in the box. Still unsure where to place the display. I'm thinking living room where everyone can sit. Yeah, I need to figure out a place to put it. Like my house, decent sized house. I don't know where to put it. I can't put it in here. There ain't no fucking room in here. Especially after I'm going to put a life-size Superman in here. I'm probably just going to have to like recycle some stuff out. But I have to put it together. Masters of Air was a great 10 out of 10 recommend. I read that one. Thank you very much. Janan. Yeah, I've heard very good things about it. I gave up my Amazon Music, Hulu, Netflix to support your channel, Fixed Income, and Wifey said, make choice. Happy to support someone fighting for me, Mad Dog 375. That is an honor. That is truly an honor. Thank you. I will not disappoint. Yeah, you can listen to all our shit here. You can listen here. Or, you know what? You can just go to my website. I didn't even tell people that. If you want to listen to stuff, you can just go to nerdrotic.com. You know that thing my kid says before every video? That's my kid when he was like 9. If he came back and re-recorded that, it'd be like this. Hang on. Nerdrotic.com. That's what it would sound like right now. Next gaming stream. You know, I didn't want to bug X-Ray Girl. I know she's still tired. It'll be the next Square Up next Thursday. Justin Martins, thank you. Last Airbender is unfortunately woke. RIP. All shall be well for $2. That's disappointing because I did like the trailer. I'll tell you what, I didn't like the One Piece trailer. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, this just looks like some SJW fucking woke shit. Because it showed like the first clip I saw was like was Nomi sitting on her boat and she's like, you're on my boat and stuff. And I'm like, oh fuck. And the only reason I even considered watching it is I was on a plane. Like, I'll take a look. Fuck, I think I watched that show beginning to end like 4 times, like back to back for like a month. I hope Last Airbender is fucking great. I want it to be great. The fans are great. I love the show. I watched it with both my kids, the entire family. Actually, all 4 of us watched that show and fucking loved it. So I want it to be great. But if it is woke shit, I mean, honestly, that's what I expect from everything now. Woke Hollywood has created a bell curve that's kind of a line. So hail to the fellowship. Lovely MegaCon. Congratulations on the packed booth and panel. Looking forward to meet up next year. Vegas this year? Vegas, yes. Vegas is Wednesday, April 10th, 7 p.m. at the Millennium Fandom Bar. RSVPs will go up very soon. They're free tickets, but we do have to cap it because the bar is only so big. So if you can't get in, we're going to do an impromptu thing. What we did last year, and we'll probably do something similar, is like, hey, meet us at this time on Fremont Street and we'll run around. There is a couple of big bars there that we can like go to as long as the crowds aren't too big. And I don't think they will be. Hayden was there. Good old Hayden. He was there. Kaylee Works for $5. Thank you. I meant 1/18 scale custom figure, Gary. I made for you. Haha. You and the soups, though. Yeah, I got that. Riley Connor for $4.99. I got that. Yeah, I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it a couple times, but yeah, it's hanging on my wall. I'll take a picture of it. Brother. It's fucking awesome. I love it. It's crazy. It's got a card on it and everything. So that is cool. So I'll take a picture and I'll throw up on Twitter tomorrow. Hail, brother. Sent email about the Alamo as a meetup location. Can we do that, Jose A. Taco, for $2? Can we really do that? Because I would do that. So it's called SpaceCon. Something like that. It's coming in October. Gina's going to be there. We're going to do a meetup here in our first San Antonio meetup, October. Who'd win in an all-out free-for-all movie long hunt fight involving everything and everyone at their disposal? Jack Reacher, Jason Bourne, John Wick, the A-Team, or Ethan Hunt? The A-Team. They're a team. After that, Ethan Hunt, maybe? That's a tough one to pick. That is a tough one to pick, but I picked the A team because they got B.A. Baracus. Nihilism is just a base. Matrix Revolutions, the Agent Smiths are the abyss. But the pivotal moment decision Neo makes is why do you persist, Neo? Because I choose to. Yes, Cyberpunk for $269.90. So even, when the Wachowskis were bros, they understood as nihilists, you still had to lift people up. You still have to give them an inspiring story at the end of the day. Until they went completely cockamamie cuckoo, probably from a lot of fucking drugs. A lot of drugs. Cool if I pepper spray Jeremy Wormy at the meetup in Vegas. Someone super chatted him 50 for it. Happens and he wasn't to do it for the memes. Cash Kester for $5. I mean, if he says yes, I mean, super chats are not consent, Cash Kester. I saw those fucking signs everywhere. Mega cosplay is not consent. It's like, who in the fuck goes to a con and thinks, well, somebody dressed up in a costume, I guess I can fuck them. Shut the fuck up. That guy in that C-3PO costume is going to be like, what the fuck's going on? Cash Kester, super chats are not consent. But if Dermy agrees to it, then I will hold the fucking camera, okay? I will hold the camera, brother. You better be there. We need FNT Smoking Man at the fucking meetup. Do you think they'll ever remake Debbie Does Dallas for modern audiences? Oh, that would be funny. That would be a great idea for a comedy, actually. I haven't seen it, but I bet it's one film that could benefit from more diversity. Debbie Does Dallas. I can't say I haven't seen it. Russell Hall for $5 because I have. Doesn't matter the ideology. The motivation to make the right choice and keep going comes from an individual. Has to be the way or it's not real. Cyberhunk 2069 for $4.99. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, buddy. What do you think of Chris Bachelor? I like it. I do. I was a big fan of Generation X. Thought that was a pretty good comic in the early days. I think it's pretty good. Ray Cole of Dunwell for £2 Snake Oil Sean is gifted 10 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you very much. I almost hit the wrong button. Cheers, brother. Emmanuel Roy, thank you for the $5 Hail, brother. Hey, Gary, saw that original Diablo 1 is back in the BattleNet shop. It is? Perhaps an old school D1 stream to show everyone your gamer skills. Dude, for real? I still have my copy. I have my copy of Diablo and Diablo 2 from back in the day. Got me through my my divorce. Fuck, that sucked. It would have been way easier if we just thoroughly hated each other, which we didn't. I mean, she's probably not crazy about me now, but yeah, difficult divorce is very like, it's amicable. It's fucking brutal. Brutal. Lancey Bleeds Blue, formerly Lancey Boo Boo for $4.99. But yeah, like if I go, I'll check out the BattleNet shop, and if I can download it, oh fuck yeah, I will play Diablo 1. Hell yeah. Gary, just wanted to tell you, thank you for all of your hard work and keep it up. Appreciate your culture war efforts. Hail, Lancey. I appreciate it. You guys are the broken wind beneath my wings. Okay. You are. Maybe you and Dan could stream some old school games together, get some acceleration going on the race. How fast do you want it to go? Justin Martin's for $10. I mean, for me, I mean, this is normally a slow time of year, made worse by the strike and stuff. So, I mean, Gina coming out and Star Wars being stupid at the first part of the year was, I mean, like shit, there's been stuff every week. It's been nonstop, but like usually it's a slow part of the year. And YouTube slows down. Happens every January and February. If Rings of Power trailer drops on the Super Bowl, which it won't, by the way, that would change. Oh, we're getting a Deadpool 3 trailer. We do get that. But I have a bigger Marvel story to tell in my next video. If I do a reaction, it'll be on Nerdrotic Daily. Yeah, I guess the biggest story is Rings of Power season 2. Totally delayed. Not coming out this year at all. Unless a miracle happens. But yeah, we will. But I think we're getting to the finish line here. We're getting to the finish line. Dan just released a banger of a video, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I want Dan to get to 1 million, like about, I want to be comfortable about 5 minutes after I do. I still want him to get to 1 million. I root for my gay friends. Okay. I root for all my friends, but a little extra rooting for my marginalized gay friends. Gary, do you think James Gunn can pull off the comics accurate hard R Lobo and make the DCU's Deadpool? Actually, yes. I think that's something in his wheelhouse. Alex Belfour. I think he's more suited for that than Superman. For sure. I read that one. Why did I double up on that one? I don't know. But Alex, thank you, buddy. Oh, there's 2. You put it to, I'm going to read it twice. Did you mean to put it in twice? If you didn't mean to put it in twice, you can email Mrs. Nerdrotic and we can get you that $4.99 back if you didn't mean to do that twice. But I absolutely, I think Jason Momoa is perfect for Lobo. He wasn't, he was all right as Aquaman, but he wasn't Aquaman. I think he'd be great as Lobo. I think Lobo would be fun. And I think James Gunn, yes, I think actually James Gunn would be suited to do it. We can't, James Gunn has said some stupid shit and done some stupid shit, but you cannot deny the guy made the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy work. That is not easy. But that's because it's in his wheelhouse. What is going to be very difficult for him, because this is way out of his realm, is Superman. Now, at the time, if you told me, could Joss Whedon direct the Avengers, I'd have probably said, I don't know. My first pick would have been X-Men. He's more suited for the X-Men because he's a bigger X-Men fan. Avengers, pretty traditional, and he did a fucking banger of a job. So, what the fuck do I know? But I hope I'm wrong. I hope DC just fucking takes off and it's like all stuff we can love. That's what I always hope. But the Authority being second and being in the world and being part of it before the Justice League is fucking dumb. It's just a dumb move. And you think he'd know better, but maybe he's more of a Marvel guy than he is a DC guy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's all, folks. We're gonna call it a night. You go to an island for a year. What are your top 5 comics to take with? Oh, fuck. Like individual issues? Fantastic 450, Daredevil 181. Trying to think of what Spider-Man one I'm going to take. There's so fucking many. Fucking. It'd almost have to be 3 Spider-Man books after that. Amazing Spider-Man 200. That we're talking individual comic books here. That is so fucking hard. Because everything's a series later, so it's got to be one shot. One shot. How many do I have? 4? You guys keeping count out there? I'm going to cheat. X-Men God Loves Man Kills. And the Teen Titans X-Men crossover, Darkseid, Dark Phoenix. That's just off the top of my head. There's probably like 20 other, 50 other, 100 other comics I'd pick, but those are the ones I remember reading as a kid and just going. So there you go. There you go. Who wins Super Bowl? The Swifties or the Niners? I think you're not gonna like my answer. I think the Chiefs win. I think the Swifties win. I'm rooting for the Niners. I am actively rooting for the 49ers because they're like my semi-second favorite team, because I lived in San Francisco for 18 years and I just went to games to go to games because I was a football fan, and I ended up through osmosis kind of liking them, even though they beat the fuck out of my favorite team in the Super Bowl. But I learned to respect the Niner fans. Are really fucking cool, by the way. And I saw a lot of that shitty ass Candlestick. I watched a lot of games. So I'm rooting for the 49ers. As somebody who's not a football fan, like not an active football fan anymore. But we'll find out. Go Niners. That's right. Go Niners. Yeah, I actually have a Niners jersey, Niner hat. You know, I have Charger shit up that. God, I have probably stuff that's worth tons of money. I have Charger collectibles going back way the fuck back. Way like when my dad was collecting stuff, because my dad was an OG season ticket holder for their very first year in LA in 60, and then moved to 67. So he always had 1960 priority till he passed away, and then you were allowed to one generation was allowed to inherit those tickets. So I was allowed to inherit the tickets. So I had 1960 priority. I got a special parking pass. I went to a couple Super Bowls because each team goes into a lottery for the season ticket holders to get Super Bowl tickets. So I got Super Bowl tickets a couple times, sold one pair, went to the other game. Other than prison, went to all but two, especially after prison. Like my dad would take my grandpa sometimes, but after my grandpa died in 87, I went to every Charger game up until prison. Then I got back and I only missed two because of work up until when they left. Went to every fucking home game. Even when I was in San Francisco, I drove down and went to every fucking home game. Bled blue and gold. Fucking loved that team. Then they ripped him out of my town. Fuckers. But I've got a bunch of shit in store. Well, my son got a lot of it because he's a huge Charger fan. He doesn't give a shit about San Diego. But I got to admit, Jim Harbaugh fires me up a little bit. That's right. Old people's privilege. That's right. I used to have a lot of fun going to the games with my dear old dad. We'd fucking tailgate. We get there. God, he'd wake up so fucking early with his motorhome, and we'd start the barbecue. He'd start pounding the beers, and we were with his work buddies, and it was fun. It was so much fun. Saw a lot of losses. Saw a lot of heartbreaking losses. The Chargers are really fucking good at snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory. Miss tailgating at the Murph. It was called the Murph before Qualcomm. God, it was fun. It was good times. Greatest San Diego sport moment was not a San Diego Charger moment, though. Steve Garvey beating the Cubs in the NLCS. It was 5-game series back then. It was game 4. The Padres were down 2-0. They got their asses kicked in Chicago. Came back, squeaked out a game. Then they were behind, and Steve Garvey hits the game-winning home run, walks off with his fucking fist in the air. I've never heard it that loud. I went fucking nuts. I was like 14 at the time. Greatest sports moment I've ever seen. Just the most clutch fucking sports moment I've ever seen. I think Garvey's running for office. Vote for him. He's based. I remember when the Seahawks, I'm going to go off on sports talk now. I remember when the Seahawks were in our division. We played him twice a year. Jim Zorn. I've seen Jim Zorn play and Steve Largent. Hell, I saw Ken Stabler play. How old? Saw Craig Morton play. I'm fucking old. Saw Walter Payton. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, so it was a long time ago. Dan Fouts, yeah. I was going to games before he had a beard. I don't remember those because I was really young. But yes, Dan Fouts is my favorite Charger. all-time favorite Charger. Dan Fouts is the fucking GOAT. All right, I'm going to go. Love you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Friday Night Tights tomorrow with Gabe El Taib and Dean Cain, Superman. It's going to be fucking fun. It's going to be great. And then I got to make a video. Back at it for video. And then you'll all be enjoying the Super Bowl. And so I'm probably going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. My son wants to watch it, so we're going to fucking watch it. And then Forbidden Frontier returns this Sunday on this channel. I can't remember what we're talking about. I'll figure it out. There's been actually a lot of UFO news, so we'll probably go over that. George Knapp did a great breakdown on weaponized of like how Wikipedia is controlled, particularly with the UFO. I guess there's the guerrilla skeptics, and he kind of breaks down like who they are. And these are people who debunk scientists. And one of them is a photographer from fucking JCPenney. Debunking scientists who back up UFOs. So, yeah, it's time to break more narratives. I haven't cared about football since Romo left. I don't care about anyone, as anyone says, he was one of the best players of the game. Romo was good. I liked Romo. Don Breaker for $5. Yep. I love Phillip Rivers. Didn't win any championships, but that dadgum guy could play when he wanted to. All right. Yeah, super stuff. So a lot of the Wikipedia skeptics out there who band together and control the narrative are fucking retards. On that note, you're not retards. You're the opposite of retards. Dr. Doom or Darth Vader? Dr. Doom. Darth Vader comes from Dr. Doom. There would be no Darth Vader without Dr. Doom. Cornell for $3. By the way, Dr. Doom one scale right there. You see it? Right next to the Kingpin. Those are my villains. Dr. Doom one scale. There you go. All right. Catch you guys later. Thanks again. See you on Friday Night Tights. Bye.